Good morning, everybody. Kind of funny here. I'm going to be doing my live today. For the first time in a while, I'm going live, actually. That figures. First time I put this on forever and it tangles. There we go. Alright, anyway. First live in a while. And give everybody a really quick lowdown. Basically, I had some health issues, so unfortunately I had to go away for a little while, but I'm back. I've been posting videos again, as some of you may or may not have noticed, pre-recording my stuff, and then I am going to be trying to do more live readings and stuff more. I'm restructuring a lot of how I'm doing my readings. I took the time away, which the slow period and the time away has been about a month. So I took the time to go back to the basics, reread a lot of the older books and stuff that I have, and relearn some older techniques and reapply them with newer techniques and things that I've learned over the years. So it's like a lot of things, you figure I've been doing this for around 30 years, so there's a lot of information out there that I kind of forgot and or had to remember. But someone did ask me briefly if I could show them my little morning ritual that I do before I start my readings and stuff. So here it is, and then I'll go into the cards of the day real briefly, and if I have time later on today, I will do some readings for everybody live and do some questions. But I may be doing more of that soon than private readings. The main reason why is because the private readings have actually cost me more in time than I've made in money because of cancellations and things like that. So it's unfortunate, but it may be necessary to switch things up. We have to keep evolving. Alright, so first thing I do in any reading, clear the air. I use my Tibetan singing bowl for this. You can use music. You can literally just say a prayer if you want to, or a combination of the multiple things that I do. I like this because it pushes all the negative vibrations away and it cleanses me and the cards, crystals, everything. I pray to the Archangel Gabriel, Raphael, Uriel, hear me, protect me, surround me, guide me. As you guide me, guide others. Let my voice be your voice. Let it be carried wide. And that is my basic little, this is what I do before I start reading readings. And I am incorporating some Reiki stuff in as well now. Out of respect for the practice, I am not going to be putting the images on the video, but I do have them in front of me and I utilize them because I like to make sure I have the pictures perfect in my mind as I do this. But for those of you that didn't know, I am a Reiki practitioner as well. Reiki is a healing art. It's also an intuitive guide as well. I can feel some of you asking what Reiki is. It can be used over distance or in person, but it's basically the healing with laying on of hands. And essentially what that really means is being initiated into Reiki allows your body to channel more spiritual energy and naturally heal people just by touch. You can channel a ton of energy in bursts or just draw it in from the universe. And then when you combine that with all the other practices that I'm proficient in, like I said, 30 years, you get like a very quasi universal energy that's just sort of multi-purpose for everything. It's magic, but it isn't magic. Okay, so next thing I do as I'm moving into readings is I will usually pull up the Reiki energy and charge the crystal ball. Crystal balls create a radiating sphere of energy around the area, and I use my onyx to keep the energy clear, because onyx takes negative energy and turns it into positive energy. Crystals radiate energy out when they are in a sphere shape. In other words, it creates a bubble effect around the area. When you charge it, that bubble effect permeates the entire room with the energy that you're charging it with. So, alright, I'm going to move right into the first Reiki symbol. Well, I'm going to open myself up first. Okay. It usually feels like a warm, tingly sensation in the palm of your hands is how you'll feel Reiki energy initially. The more practice people can move it from one hand and only feel it there, or back and forth, and it's sort of like you can move it to any area of your body and feel it. And that's how you sort of learn how to sense the energies. Anyway, the first one I'm going to do, I can never pronounce these right. Han Shizi Sho Nun. Basically what it means is no past, no present, no future. In other words, everything exists at all times, in all spaces as well. There is no time, there is only the present. So, anything that's happened in the past or that will happen in the future is happening simultaneously with the present. That's how we get deja vus. That's how spirit energy works, is the closer you get to the speed of light, the slower time moves. Eventually, if you move fast enough, in theory, it would stop. Or you could move past time and literally move faster than time. But that's for spiritual energy beings, not us. We get glimpses through our intuitive senses when we contact said energy. The symbol that I'm about to use unlocks that door. Then there's one for activating the sigils, and there's one for spiritual healing, emotional healing, and then one for passing on energy, which is used when you're giving Reiki attunements. But I kind of utilize it as a whoever out there needs it for the moment. Take the energy that you need, take the healing that you need. It's why I've been doing a couple of the healing videos, is I wanted to expand on the readings that I do beyond just the cards. But anyway, getting started here. You basically just want to sort of, when you're charging a crystal, you want to focus your energy on the crystal, but you want to build sort of an energy ball first. And you'll feel it like a pressure in your hands. Like your hands will want to stay separated by so far. And then you just sort of put it into the ball, or into the crystal. Maintaining the field with one hand, you can essentially etch out the symbols with energy in the air. And they say that there's like a specific way you're supposed to draw them on. I honestly just sort of go with my instincts, because that's how all of this was made. Someone had to invent it in order for man to know about it. But that opens the door, essentially, to the past, present, future, in all spaces, so that essentially distance healing is possible. And then we have the turning on, which you always want to move clockwise with any type of symbolism. Clockwise is building, counterclockwise is diminishing. In other words, if you're taking power away from something, go counterclockwise. If you're adding power to it, go clockwise. And that adds the energy into the ball, well, into the crystal. I keep saying ball, sorry. And that's to turn the energy on. This one is to channel spiritual healing. This one is to channel emotional healing. And this one adds the ability to essentially pass on the energy. And like I said, I do this every morning before I do my readings. You guys don't normally see this part. I don't do a lot of videos on it because a lot of people find it incredibly boring. But essentially the crystal is charged, and now it will sort of hold the and I put it in between me and the camera so that I have to pass through the energy to get to the camera. But essentially now everything on the table should be cleansed. Now I will start drawing cards. Actually, I'll do this in the order I normally do them in when I release the videos. But a lot of what I've been doing with my little break is, one, I quit smoking. And that was hellacious. No one wants an angry tarot card reader. So that's one of the reasons why things have been a little slow. And I've also been going to a lot of doctor's appointments and stuff and trying to get a handle on a couple of issues that just made it difficult to focus. There were some health issues, but I'm fine. I'm doing okay. I'm getting better. And I feel like I'm about ready to return back to doing lives regularly and stuff again. But I did take the opportunity, like I said, to quit smoking and relearn a lot of my basics. Just went back to the basics and relearned energy manipulation, reread. Like, I have a mountain here, I'll show you. I have like a small library of books on mysticism, and that's literally just one small part of them. It's like I reread most of those books in the last month, like not cover to cover, but like Cliff Notes, the important stuff. Like you can only read so many chapters on what the elements are before you want to blow your brains out. So yeah, I didn't read every single thing cover to cover, but I read a good bit again. And it's amazing how many things we do instinctively that we don't even realize where we get them from. Like, there's things that I've been doing for years that I started doing slightly off from what the original thing is, but then I realized the reason why I'm doing that slightly off to this version is because over here it's correct. So it's interesting what resonates with certain people and how to do certain things. Okay, and what you've all been waiting for, I'm going to start drawing some cards. We have the love cards first. As always, love comes first. Ooh, rough start. The Devil card. The Devil card represents the dark aspects of human emotion. In other words, greed, sloth, envy, rage. Instead of love, it would be obsession. Instead of unconditional love, it would be incredibly conditional love. Those are the kind of negative aspects that the Devil card can have on a relationship. And we have the Five of Swords. Let me move my fingers so you can see the poor person cowering in the bottom. Very simple message. And it's going to sound very blunt, and I apologize for that. You know that there's some dark shit going on in your relationship if this resonates with you. If there's some dark shit going on in your relationships, if there are things happening that you know are bad or wrong in a love relationship, a family relationship, a friendship relationship, if it's negativity that's supposed to be love, the universe has already told you how to deal with it. The universe has already told you and given you options as to how to deal with it. Either you're refusing or you're making excuses. Stop making excuses. Deal with it the way the universe has told you how to do it. And we all know how to do it. Stop talking to the negative person. Leave them. Call friends, call family members, get help. Find someone that can help you get out of the bad relationship that you're in. Whatever the reason, there is a solution. The Devil card is a warning that something is tainted for some of you. Not all, obviously. But utilize the options the universe is giving you to solve the problem. Get away from the negativity any way you can. And next is the money cards. We have the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is basically just a general be prepared mentally. Something's coming up. You already know it's coming up. So there's some sort of a money thing that's getting ready to happen. Good or bad. The card doesn't tell me that quite yet. But you need to mentally prepare yourself and get organized. Be prepared to deal with whatever the mental fallout is going to be from this financial situation. Good or bad. And it looks like it might be good. We have the Three of Cups. Now, the Three of Cups is interesting, though. It represents a union or a wedding, but it's happening at night, under the cover of darkness. There's a small amount of people that are secretive, that are blessing the relationship. And you're worried about it's in finances, which means it's got a money connection there going, which means... and then mentally prepared. What I'm sensing is office romance. Some people at work may know that there's a relationship going on. Some people may not, but they're keeping it on the down low for you and whoever is involved. Or you may know someone that's involved. Well, you better tell them, and you yourself better be prepared mentally for the fallout, because eventually someone's going to find out, shit's going to get known. These office romances will not stay secret forever. So be prepared for the truth to come out. And it's not that it's even a bad thing. The only reason you're doing it is to hold up the pretenses of a professional relationship. If you're in love and you actually have a real relationship, and this isn't just a matter of climbing the corporate ladder, so to speak, then there's no reason to hide it. Mentally prepare yourself for the fallout, and maybe just oust yourself, because at least then you're in control. Okay, and then we have the well-being cards. The well-being cards are similar to, well, it's just another part of the reading, like another section, but essentially the well-being cards focus on emotional strength and emotional health more so than anything real world or physical. I mean, it's a real world situation that's causing the emotional issue, but the well-being cards just sort of are a guidepost as to what direction is best for you to continue mental health wise. And the first card is the World. So it's nothing small, it's just everything. The World does represent everything though, but it represents everything to you. It represents everything to me. It's my friends, my family, my work, you guys, my home, everything in my life. The world represents everything that revolves around you or that is in your world. Whether you will revolve around someone else or whatever, it doesn't matter. Everything in your life is what the World card represents, good or bad. And we have the King of Wands. Now, the King of Wands I do not believe actually represents an individual specifically. What I think it represents is an energy. There is a specific type of energy that's affecting the world right now. And it's causing a lot of people emotional distress. And what is that energy? A fiery king. What is a fiery king? Well, think about it for a moment. Fire is passion, heat, anger, romance, change, transformation. It can be terror. It can be passion. It can be incredible love or obsession. But remember that fire always comes with high levels of emotional energy that are short bursts. It's not sustainable. And typically when it comes with the King of Wands, it usually represents someone who does have a habit of being fanatic or angered easily. Which means that if your world is being affected by this fiery anger energy, remember that the best thing you can do with fire is to stop feeding it. Let it burn itself out and walk away. It's going to be in your life, it's going to be in your world, but the best thing you can do is let it burn itself out. Ignore it. I mean, if you ignore a campfire, it burns out, right? Under normal circumstances, keep an eye out around the edges so that it doesn't spread. If little fires pop up in the grass, you stomp those out, but you let the main fire die down. So put out small fires wherever you can, but stop fueling the big one. And eventually it will burn itself out, and you won't have to deal with its negative influence after all. Okay. A little bit more magic fuel here. I don't know where this is coming from, but I just got huge vibes of candy. Candy canes, jawbreakers, bubblegum wrappers, just piles of candy. This is a spirit message from a very young spirit when they passed. Feelings of Halloween, excitement. I feel like someone lost someone whose favorite time of the year was Halloween because they were a child, they were very young. Which if there is someone out there that's hearing this message, I am sorry for your loss. The energy is very, very strong there that they wanted me to say what I just did so that you could hear it. Again, provided the person that the message is meant for is actually listening. Okay. I'll probably be sharing that later. I'll think about it and see what my vibe is later when I'm doing my videos. Okay. Next section is for spirit message. Oddly enough. Okay, we have the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands represents people coming together against dark forces and dark energy. Essentially, the spirits are saying people need to unite against the negativity. Just like what the well-being card was saying about fiery energy, fiery masculine energy, angry energy. As much as we need to stand against it and just let it burn itself out and leave and just push it away, the spirit message is saying the same thing. We have to stand our ground against the negativity. We cannot keep on allowing it to continue, or it will destroy us. And the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles is essentially saying that it represents another masculine energy. Wow, the guys are getting a really bad rap today. The King of Pentacles, again, the first instinct I'm having is that it's telling me the negative aspects of this card is what's important, unfortunately. So that means greed. People hoarding wealth. The King of Pentacles represents a masculine energy. His mindset is nothing but the material world and money. Non-stop money. Money, 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 money. And about accumulating more wealth. The positive aspects would normally be to share it in generosity and in charity, and everyone around you is lifted up by him. But in this aspect, what the people need to unite against is just pure greed. Pure greed just for the sake of greed. Wanting more money because you want more money. Not a matter of survival or even living comfortably, but just wanting to have so much money that you could never possibly spend it all. That's what it's saying the world needs to unite against. The spirit message is saying that, and I do feel like you're going to see some of that in maybe mainstream media in the next few days to weeks. Because I'm thinking there's going to be protests, and there's going to be things that are going to happen that will put people sort of against capitalism, against the greed, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Okay. And the last part with the tarot cards is the headline cards. Now, the headline cards, the spirit message is what the spirits or spirit guides are trying to tell you. The headline cards are like major events that affect everybody's life and or day. Major crossroad events that happen each day for specific individuals that are watching and or listening. Okay, so the headline cards start out with the Page of Swords. Not a terrible card to have. The Page of Swords literally means the air clearing, the fog lifting, and the truth being known. In other words, information is going to come pouring out of sources, random sources, that's going to shed light on a lot of lies that have been told or things that weren't seen clearly before. And specifically, it's going to be about the Six of Coins. It's going to be about appropriations. It's going to be about basically how money's been spent. The Six of Coins in that particular deck represents the division of spoils, the division of a treasure so large that it must be divided up equally amongst everyone. So something happened where money was split up, a huge treasure was divided, but yet no one really ever knew the complete truth behind how or why it was divided the way that it was. So something is going to happen. Truth is going to come out that is going to shed a ton of light on why this money was spent this way. That actually sounds interesting. That actually makes me want to watch the news tonight. I'm just going to get these out of the way real fast, because the next part, I will be using my spell cards. Yes, these are my spell cards. I use them to cast spells. I use them to do readings. They're like an oracle deck and a spell card and sort of a spell book, all kind of wrapped into one. I use a lot of symbolism and energy work with my spells because, I don't know, that's just sort of how my practice has evolved over over the years. I don't use a lot of ingredients in my spell work anymore. A lot of it is manifestation and visualization and energy manipulation. Which is all a spell really is too, is manifestation and energy manipulation, just with props. Okay. Everybody works differently. Now, the energy of the day is essentially sort of like a horoscope slash zodiac. It is the energy that's driving the force of the day. And it includes all of the stars and planets influencing one another, all of the people influencing each other, and then take into account with all of those influences what type of spells and or projects would be the best for today. That's what the energy of the day is about, is what is the best thing for you to focus on today to complete things today. And one more quick shuffle. Let's see what the first energy card is. Cancer, whose root meaning is I feel. Okay, we've got June 21st to July 22nd. The positive attributes are strong sixth sense, gentle, careful, imaginative, dedicated, kind, caring. The negative attributes are sensitive, prudish, greedy, possessive. Okay, so basically the root meaning I feel means that you are a caring person, or part of the energy of today is we need to take the lesson from the zodiac sign Cancer. Feel your feelings. Do not shut your feelings off. Feel them. Feel how other people must be feeling. Empathy, apathy. Feel what you're feeling. It's okay to feel. You don't have to feel guilty about feeling good or feeling bad. Just remember to actually feel your feelings today. Don't shut off anything good or bad. For whatever reason, the universe wants you to feel it. And we have the next energy card of the day, Hagalaz. Hagalaz is the wrath of nature, an uncontrollable force. Now, as I'm sure some of you are aware, the wrath of nature can be both good or bad. It can be both constructive or destructive. A volcano can level an entire continent or build an entire new continent depending on where in the world it pops up. Think about that. An entire island chain can be made overnight with one volcano. Or you can blow an entire island chain up with one volcano. That's the uncontrollable force of nature. That's what this card represents. It represents storms. It represents the weather in general. Random chaotic acts that could be both good or bad. And then we have the Archangel Gabriel. His energy is for strength, the strength of God. That is his base meaning. Essentially, let me just reread. The strength of God, the messenger, the strength and mercy. His day is Monday. His sign is water. Essentially what we have here is this. You need to feel your feelings. Be prepared for the uncontrollable and unpredictable, because there's going to be some sort of a massive amount of energy shifting around today, and you may or may not get hit with a rather chaotic event. But the strength of God is what the Archangel Gabriel is here to give you. In other words, mercy. The strength of God is in his mercy. So, feel your feelings, pray for strength, and receive the strength of God, which is the strength of knowing that there is always a plan, even in something that is chaotic or random, or that appears random. Today is a day where I feel like you are going to have to rely on both your strength to both feel everything you need to feel and experience everything you need to experience. Today may be a rather chaotic day. So today is definitely a day where I would definitely want people to protect themselves and remain cautious today, because like I said, today is looking like it's going to be a rather chaotic day, a rough day. I don't feel like I would necessarily start anything today other than shadow work, which is digging deep inside of yourself to pull out some emotional pain and deal with it today. Because days like this, when we're tested, are the best days to dredge things up and really relearn what we need to learn about an emotional past, so you can move past it completely. And the blessing of the day And yes, I had it next on top of the thing. I didn't pre-do it. It just was there. The blessing of the day. Today's blessing is Mercury. Mercury represents magic and science. Mercury is also a healer. He is also a messenger. He was the messenger of the god of speed. Now, magic. Why would magic, science, and healing all be combined into one thing? Because these are the ways the universe works. The physical universe works in a very specific set of ways. And in that very specific set of ways, there are rules. You do this, to do this, to do this, to do this, to get this result. Those are the rules. Whether it is magic, science, or healing is irrelevant. There are rules and structures to reality. And these rules and structures are what you need to use in order to complete what you need to complete, or do whatever it is you need to do today as you find your way through. There's always some sort of logical order. So the blessing of today is of magic. Trust in the structure of the universe, and it will not let you down. The patterns that we perceive are real. They are there, and they can be utilized to both predict the future and control the outcome. So, the predictability of the universe and the magic, the unknown things in the universe that take care of us, that lift us up, that's the blessing of today. So a little bit of predictability plus a little bit of chaos thrown in. And I have been doing this the last few days, and I'm going to continue doing this. I'm going to draw another card to release the energy that I built at the beginning with the Reiki energy. Well, Reiki spiritual energy, because I charged my crystal ball with energy, and I intended on releasing it at the end of this. So I just need to find something. Oh, there we go. You know what? We will use that. That's pretty good. So, we have a lot of chaotic, crazy things happening today with the energy cards. We have a lot of standing up for truth and dealing with negativity. And we have random acts of magic and or the structure of the universe for the blessings of the day. The spell that I'm going to send out, the energy that I'm going to send out today, is Jupiter. Now, Jupiter represents luck, money, expansion, prosperity, empires. His day is Thursday. I'm going to use the crystal ball with the card, and essentially what I'm doing is creating a circuit where the crystal is going to charge the card as I send it out with my energy. So if you wish to receive the blessings of Jupiter, please stand by. I offer the gifts of prosperity, luck, money, good fortune, wealth, material gain, the ability to build empires if need, random acts of luck. Let Lady Luck shine on you. Let good luck find you. Let the blessings of Jupiter rain down upon you as if gold from heaven. I offer the blessings of Jupiter to all of you. Alright. Looks like my aim was a little off, but I'm pretty sure I still hit you guys. Alright. That's basically what I do each morning. Normally you see the recorded after sessions. I am going to try at some point to I'll re-record a lot of this and reshare a lot of it. I may take pieces from this video, specifically the part that I just did about sending out the energy, because usually I don't like to just recreate that. I like to use the energy from the moment. So I'll probably save this, chop it, and re-record the rest. Have a fantastic day, though, everybody, and I hope to see you all again tomorrow. Bye. Blessed be.